Jam. Toon Jam.
Hello and welcome once again to Toon Jam podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm J-Man.
And you are joining us for another quarantine special. One of many to come, no doubt. I might even just stop calling them that because it's welcome to another normal
This is it.
day in 2020.
This is our existence now.
Yep. So
Humanity.
hoping that the Skype quality is not too bad for you. But you know, the show must go on. And we have a doozy today. One that I cannot believe we've not visited sooner.
Yeah. It's almost as if we have visited it, but it's just in passing.
Yeah. Well, we visited the many clones of it. But never the original. That is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The original, first airing in, well, it is known as the 1987, but it officially made its debut in 1998.
Ah.
So 1988. Sorry, did I say 88?
Yeah, I think you said 98.
Yeah,
That's like a decade later.
It officially made its debut after it finished. So 1988, my apologies, and ran for 10 seasons in total, and 193 episodes, with its final episode airing in 1996. So pretty long-running show.
Yeah.
The series was originally titled Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, and was in fact titled Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in the UK.
Yep.
Don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, because apparently Ninja was too violent.
Too violent, yes, indeed.
So
I grew up a more, I would say, pacified man because I grew up with the Hero Turtles.
That's right.
I mean, all these people growing up with Ninja Turtles, well, we'll see how you turn out.
Despicable. Despicable, violent thugs. Those ninjas. Ninja Turtle people.
Yeah. They were originally created as a comic book, you probably know, created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. And the property was changed considerably from the darker tone of that book to be more suitable for children. This was due to the fact that initially the plan was to simply make a toy line, because merchandising, as we've discussed many times, was big in the 80s and 90s. So Playmates Toys weren't particularly happy with the comic book characters' cult following, and they requested that a television deal be first acquired. After the initial 5-episode series, which is the 97, so it's like it was just a very short 5 episodes, not particularly great animation. But after that, obviously the success hit, and the toys were released, creating something of a boom in that series. So, I mean, everyone knows Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
You tell me you don't know Ninja Turtles?
Who are you?
You know Ninja Turtles. Fun fact, it was so popular that at one point, I'm just trying to find where, but I cannot. But it ran 5 days a week. They were releasing episodes for
Really?
5 days a week, yeah. In 1989.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, so, and then that sort of ended in 91. But that's 3 years of intense
Yeah.
show runs. It's like a
Only
soap.
stopping for the weekends.
Yeah. The show helped launch the characters into mainstream popularity and became one of the most popular animated series in television history.
Oh boy.
Breakfast cereals, plush toys, and all manner of products featuring the characters appeared in the market during the late 80s and early 90s. A successful Archie's Comics comic book based on the animated show instead of the original black and white comics was published throughout the late 1980s and early 1990s. Action figures were top sellers around the world, and by 1990 the series was being shown daily on more than 125 television stations across the world, and the comic book sold 125,000 copies a month.
Whoa.
So that's pretty impressive.
Pretty popular.
I mean, that is crazy. Most popular animated television series in history, and we're only just visiting it like 90 odd episodes into
See the best to last.
But everyone knows it, so you know,
yeah,
it always seems strange. But now that we're on our comparison wave after Thundercats, we are going to be comparing the newest iteration, and we'll probably talk about the others in between.
Yeah.
So let's kick off with, I mean, you're going to have memories of the hero turtles, as I'm going to call them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Memories.
Well, yeah. Many a memory of the hero turtles. I enjoyed the cartoon when I was a young lad. Yeah. I had some figures. I enjoyed some figures of the. I think there was like a range where you could like sort of semi-transform the characters. I had like it was really weird actually. Like you had like the base character, and then you had like little panels that you could pull off and then eventually transform into like it was like some mutant version of themselves or something.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, so I had somebody in that. I think I had like April or something, which was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember being a young boy and heading over to Woolworths for the toys there.
Oh yes, old Woolies.
Now dead. Good old Woolies. And I had a costume at one point for the turtles. Had a little Donatello costume that we kept under the stairs.
Oh, nice.
With a little bow staff as well. So that was pretty sick.
Yeah, that's.
Don't know where that went because that was amazing. And then
you'd still wear it.
You know, yeah, one day just. Yeah, I would wear it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one day it just wasn't there, so I don't know. Don't know what happened to that. But yeah, lots of fond memories.
Lots of memories. So when we picked the episode we picked, what's it called? Shredded
wheat.
Shredded wheat crunch. Let's have a quick look. Cowabunga Shredhead.
That's one.
So it's season 3, episode 18. But I was looking at a list of like the top episodes. I wanted to pick a good one.
Yeah.
And one of them that I really remembered was that it was one with these mutant pizza characters. That looked like, you know, Alien.
Yeah.
Like that, but they were made of cheese with instead of one.
That sounds amazing.
And it my memories rushed back.
Nice.
Because obviously it never went away. That's one of the things about when franchises live on forever. You almost forget, even though you remember them so well. Like I can name all the Ninja Turtles easy peasy. I mean, everyone can, but you know.
Yeah.
But then you see things from the really old one, and you're like, oh yeah, flipping heck. Like I've just got used to every version.
Yeah.
I had a video of it, like doing a U at the old VHS.
Hey, did you swap covers with someone?
No, I didn't go that far, but you know, I had loads of figures because I got all my cousin's old ones as well. But I remember one, and I remember wanting it for ages, and because I think it really with Ninja Turtles this is when I remember it most. There was loads of figures, and you didn't really know sort of what they were about.
Yeah.
Like, be like, Raphael in a chef's outfit.
Yeah.
A bit like, I don't remember that. But I had, it was a Raphael toy,
Yeah.
And he had this little pizza box strapped to his chest,
Right.
and you put pizzas in it, and it flung them out, like it fired them.
Nice.
And I really wanted this toy for ages, but Raphael wasn't even my favourite.
Yeah.
But there you go. Just really cool. I mean, that was always cool. You always had everyone had a favourite as well.
Yeah. For different reasons as well.
Yeah.
Who was your favourite?
My favourite was Leonardo.
Yeah. Why?
Initially, because he wore blue.
Oh, yeah.
Later, because he had swords.
Yeah.
And then eventually, just because he's the leader.
Yeah.
But I feel like at some point in my life, each one of them has been my favourite.
Mm.
Who's yours?
Same, Leonardo, actually. Yeah. Like, I wanted it to be Raph because he was red.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as a kid, colour makes a big impact on your life for some reason. So I wanted it to be Raph, but he was so angry, and I didn't understand why back then.
Yeah.
If only I'd have waited until I was a teenager, Raph would have been.
I guess he was the older kid's favourite, wasn't he? Like,
yeah.
I think sometimes as well, your favourite character shows how old you were when you first watched it.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, Leah had the swords as well, and I didn't understand the other weapons really. Then I was like, why wouldn't you just have two swords? That's just far superior to the other options.
Though I must say, I did like the staff, even though it's like it seems like the worst, but it's the easiest one to be able to just like go in the garden with your washing pole.
Yeah.
And pretend
the easiest one to replicate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which does make a massive difference when you're a kid.
Yeah. So you can play. But my brother's was always Donatello.
Really.
And that's another thing. When like it was, you could never have the same favorite. Me and my brother had to have different favorites. You could have the same favorite, but it'd be like, right, this one's my favorite, so you have to pick another one, or vice versa. But yeah, it is hello. And then of course they had all the games.
Yeah.
Side-scrolling beat 'em ups where you could fall down manholes.
Yeah.
I mean, what was more fun than kicking a fire hydrant and blasting someone with it?
It was good.
Like real environmental stuff in that game that I didn't really see before that.
Mm. Yeah, it did really well. That game did for Sega.
Yeah.
And then of course you had the live action films as well.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And they were. What was the first one? 1990.
Something like that, yeah.
And it was much darker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Strangely, actually, considering they went to such efforts to lighten it up.
Yeah.
The film was quite dark, but then I suppose the second one wasn't particularly dark.
Yeah, they got lighter as they went on because the first one was pretty intense. The second one was still quite intense as well, I think. But
Shredder used to make me cry in the film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, it got really heavy, didn't it?
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed those as a kid. They were like my favourite films probably at some point.
I mean, yeah, everyone loved the Ninja Turtles. It's got everything, except for like more than one female character. It's got everything.
Yeah. But I mean, they were already pushing the boat out with one back in 89. So.
And it wasn't just like April was actually capable.
Mm.
She wasn't just
eye candy.
Lame eye candy damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Ticking a box. She's actually a good character.
Mm. Instrumental in many of the episodes.
Yeah. And then they had there was so much to it. I think, watching this episode. So this episode is sort of, well, it's hilarious actually. It's all about hypnotizing, really, isn't it?
Mm.
So it starts off in an introduction to the premise of hypnotizing, with Master Splinter, hypnotizing Michelangelo into not eating pizza. And then it somehow escalates into Shredder being programmed by a computer to be Michelangelo.
Yeah.
And then they use hypnosis to put him in and out of being Shredder and being Michelangelo.
It's so weird.
It's so complicated, this story.
It really is, yeah. It really is a complex episode.
But it's got Rocksteady and Bebop there in it quite a bit, and they're stupider than I remember them being.
Yeah, massively.
They are painfully stupid. Shredder is not as capable as I remember him being.
No, I thought this because I think it's from the film. Like, I was genuinely terrified of him from the film. Like, oh man, like if Shredder even comes near you, you're dead. But in this, he's just like hanging out with them pretty much.
Yeah.
Like he walks into their house and they're just like, Shredder, what are you doing? Instead of being like, oh no. Yeah. So it's a lot more casual.
Yeah.
Casual.
But it's funny how much of your memories mix together.
Mm.
And this is a prime example, though. Turtles. There's been so many versions of it.
Yeah.
All similar and different in their own ways.
Mm.
I mean, I always use this as if you don't like something, if you don't like a reboot, like for example Thundercats. I'm pretty sure I said it last week. There's going to be another down the line. If they're rebooting it once, they'll reboot it twice probably. And there might be one to your taste down the line.
So you just have to be patient.
Yeah, basically, because times change, and Turtles has been around for just over 30 years, and we've seen 5 or 6 different versions of them, including the films. Yeah,
many,
if not more. Is it 7?
Yeah,
7.
I don't know. So many.
Because I think there's there's the one animated film, there's the costume movies, there was the newer movies, and wasn't there a costumed series as well?
I'm not sure, maybe.
Yeah, there was, and it was really short and not very well received.
Oh, there was also the musical as well.
There's a musical.
There's a Turtles musical, yeah, like a live show, I believe, yeah, that they toured around for a little while. So there was that. Yeah,
you're looking at like 9 versions there, maybe 10.
Yeah, and then obviously the games, and it's probably the thing that's been regurgitated the most.
Yeah. So you're looking at like 3 versions a decade.
Yeah.
So yeah, just hold out. But yeah, this is like this was pretty. I mean, there's some extreme things going on. I think one of my favourite things about this episode was, and you can kind of just take it for granted, but the behind the scenes in the pizzeria.
Oh yeah.
The pizza maker was amazing. It's got like automatic hands, a conveyor belt leading into the oven. This guy is not making any of his own pizzas.
No.
I also really liked their disguises.
Oh yeah, they were amazing.
These human masks.
These giant heads. Giant rubberized heads and a trench coat.
With green hands and green feet.
And then when they all wore them, they were all the same heads as well.
It's the same guys cloning around. I think there's something hilarious about watching old cartoons when all their plans rely on floppy disks.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It's so alien now. You're just like, what? How could this? You know, so easy to just ignore a floppy disk. But you know, that was the times.
I know.
Incredible.
It really sort of shows you how much technology has advanced. Just watching some of like the sort of base environments and stuff, like their giant computers and everything.
Yeah.
Just still take floppy disks, and then you're just like, what is all this?
Just
like,
the way that the way their imagination goes with what a computer can do is still so limited almost.
Really, yeah.
Like it's just like they're just like, I mean, all they imagined before was a screen and a 3D printer. That's like that's cartoons. Now that's reality.
Yeah.
But you know, more complicated and with less floppy disks.
That's it.
It's pretty incredible. Obviously, the theme tune is amazing. Still. And the intro sequence is like there was loads of bits that I'd sort of forgotten about. Like obviously I remember Splinter as a rat doing his kung fu.
Yeah.
Is right, Splinter. Because I'm sure there's been he's a rat, like he's like the turtles, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he was a rat and he turns into like a man rat, or is he a man that turns into a rat?
In this one, I think he's a man that turns into a rat, but in the movies, he's a rat that turns into man rat. Yeah. Because in the film, you see him like watching his master, and he's just like a rat in a cage doing kung fu moves.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm imagining. Even though I've like just watched this, it's still overridden it.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think this is almost a Turtles only problem, in the fact that it's been redone so many times. Like no one knows what the original story is.
Because it makes more sense that he was a man, just because of his history with Shredder.
Yeah, but then it also makes less sense that he was in the sewers at the same time the turtles were.
Yeah.
And were covered in the same goo and transformed into a rat instead of something else.
It's like one of the worst plot holes in anything. Yeah. Yeah, it's like transcended. Like no one cares.
No one cares anymore.
Doesn't matter because I love it that much. It's pretty incredible. I think is it in the CG Nickelodeon series, or is it in the newer comic books, that Splinter is actually reincarnated?
That's the comics, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And so were the turtles.
Yeah, they're all just
family, and so Shredder, or Shredder lived or something.
Yeah, Shredder was his enemy in the past as well, so they've just kind of all been reincarnated and like come back as alternative versions of themselves, don't they? Sort of thing.
Yeah, so that was quite interesting. I don't know if I would use it as the main one, but it's quite cool.
Yeah,
stuff like that is cool when you already know what stuff is, and then changing it for new stuff, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So almost benefits off the complications of the history.
That's it.
But yeah, it's a weird. It is the only series I think that I'm still confused about, even though I've just watched it. Because I've seen that many of them.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to the intro title, the thing that really like gave me nostalgia was Donatello's coffee maker. You know, he's got a giant machine.
Yeah.
Follows it around, and then it just makes coffee.
Yeah. I think.
Don't know why
the big eyeball machine thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That was a toy.
What's that?
Yeah.
Is that like Krang's?
like
Mobile.
Super Palace or something. I can't
Yeah,
remember. But I remember it being like, didn't they make like a massive toy of it as well?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was like
Because it
the
was in a
ultimate one.
those sick adverts where like they had all the fake sets around it, so it
Yeah.
made the toy amazing, and you were like, yeah, I want that, and then you got it on your carpet, and you were like, oh,
Oh.
it's just as it was in the advert. Where's the model city and
Where's everything else?
people dying and melting, and
You had
where's
to
the
like drill a hole in your nan's floor to like make a sewer for
where's the lifelike underground sewage system?
him. Yeah, like
Stand.
for like New York City Underground.
I'm just gonna have to use this remote as a seat. It is, yeah. That's always that haunted me so often. But you fell for it every time. Like
Yeah.
they still do it in adverts.
Mm.
I reckon at the age of 28, I'd have still bought the Ninja Turtles set, hoping it was as good.
Still holding out.
Still holding out for that joyous playtime. Nothing. But yeah, the theme tune, ace. I like all the little comments they make. Radical, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it nails down the characters before you even seen them. And
Yeah. We didn't
then
see Casey Jones in this, did we?
no, which was upsetting, but you know, that's his
Casey
way.
Jones
He's
is a weird character.
He is, yeah.
Like, it's almost like he's crowbarred into it, but he's good.
I always
And
really
he's
like
well nigh 80s. And another thing, there's so much, like, it is like, it shouldn't work. On paper, it feels like it doesn't make sense, any of it. Krang,
yeah.
weird robot suit, a stupid rhino and hog, like a evil samurai master or ninjas.
I think that's part of its magic, isn't it? That it's just it's so absurd that it's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, and you can see, and it's almost like
the only reaction you can have is like, oh, okay.
And it's like they did all that and it worked, and then everyone afterwards was like, let's just do whatever, and none of it worked.
Yeah, I don't know how.
This was like the Mutant of cartoons. This was the Ninja Turtle of cartoons, and then everything else was just like, you know, the failed mutants from the, you know, pizza aliens or whatever.
That's it.
So shall we get to rating?
Yeah.
New from Playmates Toys, it's the Teenage Mutant Hero Backdrops.
Look, Mom, the Botanical Gardens.
Featuring the all-new series with new products such as Central Park, Empty,
Battle-ravaged Pizzeria,
fully operational sewer system with real working sewage water, Sploosh,
and our newest addition to the series, the Moon.
Radical! Collect the entire series to get your 4 matching human rubber face masks. Teenage Mutant Ninja Backdrops from Playmates. Products not affiliated with Playmates in any way.
Backdrops not included.
Yes, and I should reiterate that has absolutely nothing to do with Playmates toys. Now we are moving on to our ratings round. Now, if you have listened to us before, you will know, but I will explain anyway. We have a 3-point rating system here at Toon Jam, and it goes as followed. Thumbs up, heroes in a half shell. Thumbs down, the use of ninja when you're a small child. And shaky middle, reincarnation. So that's thumbs up good, thumbs down bad, shaky middle, I'm not quite sure where I stand with that. And we are talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Hero Turtles. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it is sort of you can tell that it's essentially the base for many of the iterations that have come from it. But I mean, the episode we watched was very strange. It was the hypnosis in there, the Shredder's weird plan, which I'm glad eventually did include bigger things than just duplicating a turtle, because that didn't really make much sense for the amount of technology
We
that's
kind of
going
did
into.
mention it, but the whole plan was to duplicate the president
Yeah,
in the long run. I don't know why they did the turtles at all, to be honest.
no, you just skip to the end, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah, and then Krang would take the president's place. But I did quite like that Shredder was happy being the vice president.
Yeah, that would have been fun. So yeah, the story was massively convoluted. It was fun. It's still pretty fun though. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, the turtle characters really kind of help out with just how silly it is. Although I feel like Michelangelo was like even more of a party dude than I remember him being.
yes,
Like,
I genuinely thought it, like, whoa.
it's just like almost like, I don't know, like borderline, like mentally ill.
Yeah,
It's just so extreme.
yeah, it's just it, how they operate with him on the team.
Yeah, I have no idea how that works.
Questionable.
I feel like Splinter just kind of takes pity on him almost. um, yeah, Shredder wasn't very threatening. It wasn't as much sort of danger as I remember. But I guess that's good because it's a kids show, so
Yeah,
whatever. But it also felt kind of long as well, as they were trying to churn the rest of the story out. It felt about 10 minutes too long, which is
yeah,
like half of its duration. So yeah, I think going back, I would have fully enjoyed that episode as a young boy.
yes, yeah.
Because it was stupid that Shredder became Michelangelo. I mean, that's just, if you saw that story written down, you'd be like, what? So fair play for them executing it all the way through and making a fully fledged episode out of that concept. But it was still, it's just a weird show. I wouldn't sit down and watch it, I don't think, at this point,
Yeah,
because it's just nonsense, and not the extreme level of nonsense that some shows have become today. It's sort of like a weird niche level of nonsense. So I think for me, it's going to be a solid shaky middle for me.
wow. I was not expecting that from you.
Yeah, I know. Neither was I, but it's that's where it lies, I believe.
Well, that's fair enough. That's that's your opinion.
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I did. It was just hilarious, and I don't know if it was for all the right reasons. But seeing Shredder as Michelangelo, I just thought that was a stroke of genius in a way. That it just was so ridiculous, and again, like, I don't think it was for the right reasons. But it was fun. It was undeniably fun. I know what you mean. If we'd watched, say, loads of episodes together, this probably would have felt a bit more tiring.
Yeah.
It helped that I couldn't have watched another episode of it afterwards. But I enjoyed it. I know I definitely, obviously, we all enjoyed it as a kid, and it is the base for so many more. And it's one of the most popular cartoon series ever made, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it's not my favourite thing we've watched, but it was fun. It succeeds where so many of the others that have imitated it have failed, because even though it's a mishmash of bizarre things and genres and characters, it never feels like unfitting in a way.
Yeah.
And somehow it still pulls itself together in a way that feels a bit more solid than these other ones where you're just like, how did they think of that? Whereas this, it's kind of going back and you're a bit like, yeah, that is a bit weird actually. But I guess that's toys.
That's true.
To a lot of extent. But even, it's not like, say, when we watched Swamp Thing and they've got these ridiculous vehicles. Why have they got that? The vehicles in this is like, Krang's giant ship, which is, acceptable because he's an alien. Turtles have got their van, which, it's like a turtle van, Donatello.
It makes sense for them to go around.
All makes sense and fits. So I can't bring myself to give it any less than a thumbs up. Because I sat there and I enjoyed it and I laughed quite a lot. I don't know if it was for the right reasons, but I felt like I have watched other series from this sort of era and they have felt a bit more boring, or the animation seemed a little bit worse. It's got a charming look to it, and the characters are all pretty funny. There's a lot of New Yorkers in it, angry New Yorkers, and this is sort of the height of New York. Yeah,
right in the middle of it.
Yeah, like New York in cartoons and in the media. For some reason, it was like the absolute center of the universe for them. So I'm giving it a thumbs up.
That's cool. No, that makes sense. I think partly it suffers from, I've probably seen a better version of the Turtles. Maybe there's other series that I liked more. But it's it's still Turtles. So so I mean, it's almost suffered from the fact that it's got so many clones of itself. And some of them are like everyone's taste, like you say. It's the 20 years from now, we're going to be looking at, prospectively another 9 versions of
It's mad. It's crazy. But it's cool at the same time because we've got all these versions and there's always going to be one for someone, I guess.
Yeah.
So the next time we are doing the most recent version.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll probably touch on a few of the others in between. And look at it as kind of a comparison of everything between that we know.
That's it.
And I don't want to go too much into it in this episode because we've got plenty to talk about next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed that at home, and I've no doubt many of you disagreed with what we said. But that's fine. We're not always right. And if you did disagree, or even if you agreed and you just want to have a chat with us, feel free to get in touch with us on the 3 reincarnated, mutated, disfigured beasts of the internet, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ToonJamPod. And just let us know your thoughts, and if you've got any recommendations especially for comparisons, because we are enjoying doing them at the moment. Please let us know. Otherwise, I guess until next time, stay jammy, dudes.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening. If you want to help the show keep going, you can be extra jammy by heading over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/ToonJamPod. Here you can get a shout out on the show or unlock bonus episodes. Ratings and reviews anywhere you listen to the podcast also really help us out. So thank you, and stay jammy.